Have you come to the place to say, God, I trust you. I trust that your word and what you have to say is enough about every situation that I will face. I want to talk about 3 things that God has said in his word. Genesis chapter 1. And guys, what happens is when we get away from the word, we get confused. Confusion happens. All right? The further we get away from the law that God spoke, the order that he put in place, the more confusion happens. I guess we'll step in it here. Genesis chapter 1, starting at verse 26. So if God spoke in his word everything that he wanted to speak, everything he chose to say, and then he didn't say certain things, we've got to trust him at his word. That his best intention, that he has our greatest good and our best intention at heart when he speaks, okay? So here's the thing, Genesis chapter 1, verse 26, we all know this. Then God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over the livestock, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on earth. So here we find out that the theory of evolution, we can move off to the side and remember that God created you. He created you. Everybody point to yourself. Poke yourself in the sternum. God created me. Say, God created me. God created me. He did that on purpose. Just like he spoke exactly what he wanted to, he created you. And he created you to have dominion. Understand that. In this kingdom, he created you to be the head honcho under him. He created you to be his representative here on earth as a just ruler and king or queen. Here we go. Verse 27. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them. Today, it would be great if all we had was male and female. You guys maybe, what is he talking about? Right now, there is a move for people to be able to choose their gender. So you guys know about that, right? And so you see these issues popping up like there was a boy who was competing and he won a state championship, but he was competing as a woman in track because he identifies as a woman. So he blows the competition away. And he chooses to identify, I'm a woman. And so now we have, even within schools, where you have to use specific pronouns. If Jim comes to school in the 2nd grade and Jim is Jim, and tomorrow he changes his name to a female's name, you now have to go along with that. The reason that I bring this up is because right here, this simplifies things. He created male and female. And that's it. That's it. It doesn't mean there's not mutations and things like that, but God creating male and female is his order, and it's his prerogative. We live in a culture right now today that leaves this open to interpretation and is causing mass confusion. In fact, if you look at the suicide rates among people who go ahead with the sex change, the suicide rates shoot up astronomically. And this is a major issue because when we bring people back to this, see, it doesn't matter what I say I am. It doesn't matter what I can say I am a professional football player that makes, $3 million a year, and I play for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I can walk around, and most of y'all, if y'all know me, you would be like, no, he's not, right? I mean, he drives a car somebody gave to him with rust on the door. I don't think he's making that kind of money, right? I watch the Steelers. I ain't never seen them playing. And so you would use your reasoning to say, well, maybe Brother Jerry has a problem. Maybe something is going on in his brain that things aren't computing properly. Maybe we need to get this brother some help, right? And so I'm not making light of this situation. Understand that there are people who are walking in confusion, and they need the gospel like I do. But we must not shrink back. We have to speak the truth. And here we see that God created us. This is what the word says, that he created us, and he created us male and female.